Hello, and welcome into episode 11 of the Wiffle Wednesday live chat. I hit the microphone button right before I went live. I hope this is picking up my sound. So sometimes it's like a few minutes before someone gets in here. So if you come in here and you can't hear me, let me know. First up, I think it's time to call it. We're gonna put the TOD on my official Twitter account / X account is 010326. It has now been 3 weeks. I think it's done. I think we can call it. I think the 6th was the last day that I could have signed in. That may have been the last post. Either way, it's over 3 weeks. ChatGPT said, "No, dog, don't even try. It's gone. It's done." So if you see Wiffle Breakers on Twitter, it's not me. I do have another account that I've had for 5. It's been longer than that. It was my own apartment, so at least 10 years. But the name on it is something different, so I might just convert that into I was thinking about Wiffle Breakers Media. I've always thought about that name, or just doing like solving sports cards. I think that would be a cool name. I think that's the name of the website I've registered that I would like to build up one day. So I might just do that and make that my Twitter account. Either way, I'm sad. I am sad. I was talking about this last night on the Whatnot channel. I think there is a series of stuff that I want to film, though, where I want to rip 100 archives blaster boxes. I'm currently waiting to hear back from Topps to get my tax exemption. I'm embarrassed to admit that because I should have filled out this stuff a long time ago. Instead of paying sales tax on this. But in the end, what better time than now? Yesterday was the best time. The second best time is today. So I'm going to work on that, or I already submitted the paperwork. I'm just waiting for them to approve it. And then I'm probably going to purchase 100 archives of blasters. That's the limit on the website, or I'd probably do more. I'm putting at $24.99 on there, $2,500. And then you get 2% cash back, which, what is that, $50? That's not bad. And then if I do credit card, I could get another 2%. So if I bring that down to $24 a box, I mean, it's not much, but when you're talking about $100 off, that's kind of a big deal. So 4% off the entire purchase is worth the time. And then I think it'd be a good growing the channel type series, not necessarily growing the actual channel. I think the channel is doing just fine. It's very healthy in my opinion. Like, I'm enjoying YouTube, and I'm doing exactly what I said I was going to do. I'm putting in the input, and I'm not worrying about the output. I'm putting in the time. I'm putting in the information. I think I'm making good content, and I'm also learning along the way. That my brother Josh texted me. He saw the video that I was working on, or saw the time lapse that I put in a recent short, and he called it out. Said, "Hey man, it looks great. Good job." And that's not something I had done previously. I'd never made that before. I can see the little microphone thing. It says it's acknowledging that I'm talking, so someone should be able to hear me. I hope no one's come in yet. I said it could be 6-7 minutes. He texted me, said, "Hey man, I noticed that in there. It looks good," and that made me happy. I appreciate him, but also, like, I'm willing to just try anything. I feel like I can literally do anything that I was scared to do before when it comes to technology and making content, specifically because of ChatGPT. I'm not trying to talk it up. This wasn't even on my topic schedule today, but naturally that's how I entered the video, so I'll talk about it. I just type into ChatGPT what I want to do, the tools that I have available, and what's the best way to do it. And sometimes it gives me too much information. It gives me things I don't quite understand. And so I just break it down even further. Hey, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even see that on my screen. What am I doing wrong? Just break it down even more. I go step by step, and I just learn how to do stuff. So it's been fun to push myself to learn more, make more content, make better content. I think that's what I'm doing. In my opinion, I think I'm making better content. So I'm going to keep pushing, keep learning, keep trying to just be on camera. I've talked about this live, how one day a week is fun, and I would love to do this more often, but I also don't want to just be talking to myself. And I don't mean that as anyone owes me anything, or I should be talking to anyone, or anyone should be here watching, or anything that I have to say is important enough to watch. But I do struggle with coming up with 30 to 35 minutes, or ideally, I'd like to be at an hour. Hey, I just saw someone in the thing. Can you hear me? Because I'm not convinced you can hear me. I plugged in this microphone today, and it acknowledges that it's moving, but I can't tell. I hit the mute button right before I started. Red lights on. It should be good, but can hear you. Hey, Nick, I appreciate you. Good to see you. Yeah, I was just talking about making content, and it's fun. One of the topics I did want to talk about though is Stadium Club, and that makes me so angry. They I feel like Topps stripped down Stadium Club. From what I can see and what they've actually told us is they removed. Yeah, hey, I appreciate you. They removed the chromes from this release. They originally posted the boxes, and the chrome was on the side of the box, and then they sent out an email saying, "Hey, this was made incorrectly. That part about being or having a chrome every other pack has been removed. I think it's been removed from hobby boxes, and it sounds like chrome is not in this release, aside from chrome autographs, and that's fine. It doesn't need to be in there. But the other things that they took out that we think, I don't see gold minted, which is one of the staples of that product. It sounds like the checklist has shrank from 300 cards to 200 cards. The hobby boxes, instead of having 2 autographs, now have 1 autograph. And my question, like based around all of that, they did lower the price point on the hobby box. I'll give them that when they removed an autograph. Who's this product for now? Or what's the plan? Is this the last year of Stadium Club? Is this just like a, hey, we'll give you this because we know some people like it, but that's it? It just feels like the writing is on the wall and they're stripping this down to nothing. Like, it's, if they're only doing 1 autograph per box, it's not interesting for breakers anymore. So now what do we do? If they lower the checklist down from 300 to 200, the photography and the base set is what made Stadium Club opening fun. Less chance at making a set over 2 or 3 boxes, but it's fun to get new cards and not have repetition like Topps or like base Topps has. So it's not good for set builders anymore. I just don't know who it's for. If we take out the chrome, it's less interesting to probably everyone. Some people, I will admit, I don't think chrome needs to be in every product. Allen and Ginter is first on my list. We do not need chrome in Allen and Ginter. Stadium Club Chrome as a standalone set was awesome. They combined it. Okay, not my favorite choice, but it's fine. If they're going to take it out, I just don't know what we're doing with the product anymore. Shrinking it is kind of removing everything that made it special. So they gave us an email. Or they sent us an email that we can cancel our pre-sale order up to February 8th. And I ordered 2 mega cases. And I still think the base is worth the time. Building sets will still be worth the time. I think a rip and flip should be at least somewhat interesting because there will be some parallels. I'll still pull some stuff in the mega boxes. But my energy level was probably a 9 out of 10 when they priced it out and I saw it on the website. It's a 2 at best. The thing that's actually holding me back from canceling right away is I saw on Blowout yesterday that a lot of people are canceling their orders. And I'm a really big zig when everyone zags kind of guy. I think Stadium Club will still have value. I know it's a good seller for me. It's a good store booster. When I list all the singles from that, I usually sell through a lot. And not only do I sell through a lot from what I'm listing, usually people make multi-card orders. And when you're a low-end seller, a bulk seller on eBay, that's the specialty for me. So I will probably leave my order. I just think it's dumb. And I'm disappointed. I feel like this is one of those this is one of those turning points where I have been okay. I wouldn't say happy. I would say I'm okay with mostly what Topps and Fanatics has done. And I know I'm in the minority there. I think they've added a lot of value to a lot of products, but they have dropped the ball when it comes to collector base. If I look at base Topps, getting rid of the traditional colors and making everything rainbow foil, no one needed that. No one wanted that. Even the continuity from Series 1, Series 2 to Update is no longer there. They had the 1990 insert set. That's great. Love that. 35th anniversary set. Perfect. In Series 1, it was a matte finish. In Series 2, it was a matte finish. In Update, it was a foil finish. I do not want that. They got rid of the blacks. They got rid of traditional colors. They made foil. They took out cards per box on update, on flagship. All bad moves. They took out a relic on 2026 Series 1 jumbo boxes. Again, I was okay with that. I don't need that. They took out the auto on Stadium Club. I was okay with that. I don't need the second auto. Most of the autos from Stadium Club were not good, so I was fine with it. But man, you pile all these things up, and I usually have screamed from the mountaintops that what they're doing has been okay. It's been okay. It's been okay. Not okay. They are pushing away the everyday collector, and I've normally steered away from that. But yeah, collector base is just becoming non-existent. A lot of things that people like to build, rainbows across different sets, different years, player collectors that have done the blacks can't do that anymore. The golds, they've gotten worse and worse quality, different coloring on the golds year to year. The rainbow foil board, one of the absolute staples of Stadium Club, sounds like that might be gone. Gold minted from Stadium Club, gone. And it just stinks. I'm trying not to be completely doom and gloom because that's really not the type of person, collector, or like business operator that I want to be. But man, I felt a punch in the gut yesterday when I saw that stuff from Topps and the Stadium Club changes. So I would people have had other opinions. I mean, even getting rid of the Montgomery Club, I'm okay with that. There's no reason for Topps to do that. That was a gift to the people that were in it, to the people that were in there from day one. There was a lot of perks to it that not everyone saw, not everyone appreciated, and that's okay. But the people that were in it definitely valued it, and we enjoyed it. So the fact that that's gone, that one I understand, but still stinks. There was another thing I was going to mention about taking stuff away. Regardless, this just like pre-orders and EQLs and stuff like that. It seems harder and harder to get product. I was pumped for Stadium Club. I saw the mega. This is another part of it too. The mega box pricing and the box pricing saying, hey, we have 9 chrome parallels per box. That 100% factored into which version I bought and why I bought it. When those chromes are no longer in there, I now wish I would have bought some hobby boxes along with the mega, probably done a Stadium Club hobby case and a Stadium Club mega case. So the fact that those chromes aren't in there immediately lowers the value and changes what I probably would have done. Can't go back and order hobby boxes. They're sold out. They've been sold out. So yeah, a few things all at once. I'm supposed to have Bowman Draft today. That's not going to happen. It's a Bowman Draft Mega. Bowman Draft. Did I say Drift? Draft? It is. Drift is the issue. Bowman Draft Mega cases. They were in Mega case. They were in Texas on 123. They are still in Texas, or at least that's what my tracking number says. It has a little yellow circle with an exclamation point, which I think means that there's been some type of exception. It could just be weather related. It could be damage. It could be lost scan, miss scan, whatever it is. I don't know. But I will not have that today. I had a whatnot show scheduled around it. So I'll have to flip my focus a little bit. And I'm going to do just like I'm calling it like Prospect Power Hour. I'll probably do some Bowman and some Topps Pro Debut for about an hour tonight, maybe 100 cards. 100 cards is my goal, and fly through some of that stuff that I have chilling. You can't see it, maybe. There's 3 800 count shoe boxes back there, or 1600 count. Those are all full of top loaded cards ready. Well, I could just grab one. This is how I sort my stuff for the shows, and then it's sorted by team as well. So just for S and G's, that's Red Sox. So when someone comes in the stream and they ask for Red Sox, I can quickly grab that. So I think I might pull out the prospects, maybe some rookies, and then any like Pro Debut and Bowman I have in there. And that's what I'll run tonight for the Prospect Power Hour, since I won't have Bowman Draft. I probably have to escalate that issue with FedEx, because 5 days without any movement, even in this type of weather, is probably an issue that extends outside of weather. I could be wrong. It could be nothing, and it might update by the end of today, but still just kind of frustrating. And there's nothing we could have done about it. No one could have changed anything. It's just inconvenient. So when I say frustrated, I'm just frustrated because I'm selfish. It is what it is. I did mild draft research. Normally Normally, I'm much more excited. I just feel like even the number one overall pick in this year's class, Eli Willett, did not excite me. It felt like going into the draft, the draft that they had on All Star Weekend, the first year player draft, as I call it. It felt just like lackluster. Maybe it's because the year before the Guardians had the number one pick, and I was uber invested at who was going where. I knew the projected top 10, top 12 this year. I did not know that. I wasn't as locked in. I just knew Ethan Holiday, and when he didn't go first, I'm like, oh well, I don't know anything then. So I that's just on me not following it nearly as much. But I will get those mega boxes eventually. I'll probably try and do a whatnot stream after it's over just to sell some of the top dollar stuff, and then the base and the chrome will just go in my store as bulk. I have been shifting almost exclusively to whatnot for anything. Like if I were to list it on eBay, I'd list it at $4 and above. Anything that I'd list on eBay at $4 up to 50, not quite. There's some stuff. There's like heritage short prints, the buybacks. There's a bunch of random stuff that I think is better on eBay, but for the most part, I'd say well over 80%, probably 80, 85, 90% of the stuff in the $4 to $50 range is going straight to whatnot. In the cycle or the ability to cycle through, last night I did 181 cards. I did have a card that someone came in and bid $1,000 and then said, oops, sorry. And someone talked to him in the stream like, oh, it was an accident. And they're like, you've done that in every stream so far tonight. So what are you doing? Really weird behavior. Not the first time it's happened. First time it's happened that someone bid 1,000 and won and didn't pay. But I've had people bid 100. There's multiple times where a card sells for more than it should, and I immediately get suspicious. And yeah, that one doesn't get paid for. So I think I'm 3 for 3 and going, that's not going to get paid for, and it doesn't. Regardless, 4 to 50 in the whatnot stream seems to be a sweet spot. The 180 cards last night. I could probably look exactly when I took a screenshot of when the show was over, because as soon as the show's over, I take a screenshot. 8:47. So I went live at 7:30. I was done at 8:47. In an hour and 17 minutes, I sold 180 cards. There were 2 huge mistakes. I made 2 massive mistakes, in my opinion, on cards that I thought I knew better. I thought I did my research, and I absolutely did not. One of them was a home run history, Barry Bonds, home run number 675. I thought there was paper versions and chrome versions, and this was a chrome version. Turns out it was a refractor numbered to 200. Not only did I not notice it, I didn't call it out on the stream, I didn't advertise it, and I didn't do any research ahead of time. If I know that card sells for $20 or $30, I'll still run it. That's not the issue. But I'll just acknowledge that, hey, this is a little more valuable. Look, it's serial numbered. I didn't do any of those things. So the buyer, one bid, $1. And it's from someone who's extremely sharp. He buys in my streams all the time. If he wasn't there, stuff would undersell even more. So I'm ultimately thankful he was there. But it is interesting how if you know your stuff and you sit on a stream like mine where I mix in $20, $30, $40 cards and don't really hype it up, don't scream at you, don't tell you comps. If you're sharp, you can make some money watching my stuff. This is not a hype. This is not me trying to like, oh, come to my streams. You can make so much money. It's not that at all, because this person knows their stuff. I don't think they've ever overpaid for a single card. And the stuff that they buy, there is a ton of value discrepancy from what it sold for on whatnot to what the comps are on eBay. And I understand that is what brings them back. And if they weren't there, they'd sell for even less. So again, not a knock on it. It's just interesting to see. And I'm thoroughly impressed by this person. I've told him that live in the stream. I'm like, you're a shark. You do not miss. So it's really interesting that they won that card. And then the other one was a 2017 Bowman's Best Aaron Judge. I thought it was a 2018 card. I said it was 2018 when I put it on the stand to go live. And when I flipped it over, I was confirming that it was 2018, and it was actually 2017. 2017 is Judge's rookie year, so this is a bigger issue, but it wasn't a rookie. It's just from, it was a prospect card from his rookie year. I should have absolutely noticed that, though, and caught it, but great purchase for this person. Again, I think it sold for 17, and the most recent sale was 40 before that on eBay, because I looked it up as I was shipping it out. going, yeah, missed out on this one. Happy that someone got a deal. Another person who's bought from me a lot. They're sharp. They've bought a lot of good deals. So the whatnot room is really interesting. I know there's a lot of negativity around it, but man, if you've never been in a stream with someone who knows the stuff that they're talking about, doesn't oversell it, is just selling it. It could be a lot of fun. There can be a lot of opportunities, and there's also opportunities to kind of get sucked in. I talked to a friend at a show one time. I told him, hey, I started selling on Whatnot. You can come take a look, no obligation. But he was interested in selling on Whatnot, so he kind of wanted to see how it worked and see how I did things because he had tried it and didn't have a lot of success. So I showed him when I was going live, and he watched a stream, and he got caught up. He bought a bunch of stuff. Next time I saw him, he's like, I don't even know what happened. He's like, I ended up buying some stuff. I paid more than I wanted to. I thought I was getting good deals, and it was all above comps. And it happens. So Whatnot is interesting in the way that the mindset works for certain people, and then others who are disciplined and sharp and know the stuff can make some moves. I also do. I'll put a card on screen, and then I'll have oops, hit the mic. I'll have the second card behind it. So if you're watching my stuff, you do have about a 25-second lead on this card because I put this on for 15 seconds and then this one for 15 seconds. So you still have that 5-second buffer to bid. But there is a window where if you had your phone and you're watching what I'm putting on screen, you can card ladder, you can eBay sold comp, you can look things up as it goes. It's a difficult game to play. You have to be quick. You have to be locked in. You can't really be doing anything else. But there's an opportunity. But in that same breath, if you see two cards on screen that you know are $2 cards, you could just move on and come back to the stream when you're ready. So yeah, all came from me saying, hey, Bowman Draft is stuck in Texas, and I got to switch up my show for tonight. So that'll be a Prospect Power Hour tonight. And then the third thing on the list was Series 1 Early Access. I saw people ripping 2020. Hey, listen, thank you so much for being here. I would love to make this a weekly thing. Well, it already is a weekly thing, but I would just love it if people can make it through when they can make it through. If they can't, they can't. But if you know that I come through every Wednesday at noon, maybe you can swing through. If you're interested or want to chat, I'm down to just talk about baseball cards. Series 1, I saw people ripping it already. The release date on that is February 11th. It's the Wednesday after the Super Bowl, whatever that is, the 1st, the 8th, the 11th. Wild that someone has it already. And from my perspective, I don't like when people rip it early. In that same breath, if Series 1 showed up on my doorstep right now, not only would I rip it, I'd film it. I would make short content, long form content. I'd list it. I'd hype it. I'd promote it. I'd do everything in my power because there has not been any type of consequences for it. I know there were shops that used to get in trouble from Tops. I know this specifically because my shop would not sell it even a second early. He sold me early one time. I told him that I ripped it and listed, and he's like, dude, you're going to get me in trouble. So I know for a fact there used to be more of an issue than there is now. But now it's almost hyped up when you get it early. I see breakers on Fanatics Live. Not that I watch Fanatics Live, but people tell me, or like people take screenshots and say people are breaking stuff before the street date. I think that should be penalized. I think there should be something done about it. Again, this is, me talking out of both ends, saying that if I had it, I'd rip it immediately. But there's a value discrepancy for me if I'm breaking. I almost said raking. If I'm breaking and I get it a day early, the value difference is massive. Having it a day early before the masses is huge because of how I sell it. I rip it and list it within, ideally a few hours. And if people are getting it 3 weeks in advance, the hype machine is dead by the time I get it in hand. And this is a one-off. There's no way that many people are going to have it. Mistakes are going to happen, specifically with Series 1, because the amount produced, the amount that has to be distributed across the entire country in the time frame that they have to do it, it's impossible for people not to get it early. It would either be everyone gets it late or some people are going to get it early. And I understand that. I'm fine with it. The issue that I have is 3 weeks early. That's tough. And then if you get it in hand, and breaking it are two different things. If you have it in hand and you just have it, that's okay. If you have it in hand and you rip it and you list it, there should be some type of um, consequences for it. And again, I would rip it if I had it in hand, but I just wish it was some type of even playing field, whether it be on Fanatics Live. They said that 11 o'clock on release day is the like the unofficial time that you're allowed to sell it, but people don't follow that. But for me, if everyone got it at exactly 11 o'clock, it would be most beneficial to me than any other scenario because of the way I rip and flip. I do by speed. I studied the checklist ahead of time, so I know the short prints. I know the I look at like online demand hype, how tops post pictures, how people react to certain inserts. There's certain inserts that have the same print run as others that are just going to sell better because they're better visually. So I have a better idea of how I'm going to price things before it's ever in hand. So if you multiply that times how fast I can move, times being on an absolutely even playing field, I would overall have an edge if everyone got it at the exact time. With that not being the case, it's every release is different, and I understand that. I know the logistics that go into it. It's almost impossible. There should just be some type of consequences. I feel like I'd be doing a disservice by not talking about the football games because, again, just fantastic weekend of football. These NFL playoffs are I feel like for me personally are the most memorable game to game that I can ever recollect. The Broncos Patriots game. This one kind of has me in the middle. I love snow games. I love when the ball's slippery. I love when it's difficult to play football. But that game was kind of on a different level because that once that snow started coming in, the wind was blowing from um, the. I mean, I could say north to south. I really don't know. End to end, depending on which way you were going, it was a clear advantage. But even with that advantage, it was still next to impossible to make plays. So Drake May, I believe he purposely threw a ball away on third down. I believe the play call was for him to throw it away. It was probably 6 or 7 minutes left. The fact that New England got off 3, 4, 5 straight punts cleanly, they didn't go anywhere. I think they had like multiple punts that were 20 to 30 yards. The punts didn't go anywhere, but they kept pushing the Denver away from the field goal range. Not that they made any, but it was just like a difficult game to watch and to justify that. We know because this game was played that the Patriots are a better team than the Broncos. I did not leave that game feeling that way, especially after the first quarter. I thought the Broncos kind of dominated, even with Stidham in there. So it's disappointing that that game ended the way it did. But also, snow games are cool. I'm in Cleveland, so we're getting a dome in Cleveland for our football games, and I can honestly say that I will attend more games now. I don't have any interest in going to games when it's 3 degrees out, when it's snowing, when it's raining. So I'm probably just a huge hypocrite. Snow games are awesome, but let's keep them in Buffalo, Chicago, Wisconsin. The fact that it determined a Super Bowl visit kind of sucks, but I don't understand. I don't know. I'm saying that it sucks, but I don't know what the solution is because I don't want domes everywhere. Neutral site games for fans of those teams suck. That's a terrible idea. Imagine your team finally makes it to a conference championship game and it's 800 miles away and convenient for no one. So again, I don't know the solution, but that the ending to that game was kind of sucked. I'll say it. It kind of sucked. Seahawks Rams was just again a fantastic football game. It's interesting to me that the public just watched the Rams Seahawks. And I feel like the Seahawks are really, or the Rams are really the only team that gave the Seahawks trouble on offense. This is just me, from what I've watched all year, which is 3 to 5 games a weekend. I usually watched Thursday, the Browns on Sunday, the Sunday night and Monday night games. So 4-ish games per week. I also listen to the Athletic Football Show, which I think is unequivocally the best podcast about football because it goes over X's and O's more than most, and I appreciate that. Football 301 is another good one. But the take that I have and just my honest opinion is that the Seahawks are going to absolutely roll the Patriots. I don't think the Patriots can cover. I don't think they can stay within single digits of points. I just think the Seahawks are better up front. The Will Campbell's getting worked over on the left side. I think they're better in coverage. I don't know what Patriots receiver can extend the field. Booty was non-existent in the conference championship game, and Stephon Diggs, I don't think he caught a pass over 8 yards. Yeah, that was weather related, but I just don't see how Drake May's fantastic, but I don't see how the Patriots can compete against that defense. Drake May with his legs, he obviously made a difference in the conference championship game. He got multiple first downs that way. He almost had more rushing yards than passing yards. He had less than 100 passing yards. That game was so brutal. But I think the matchup is diabolically bad for the Patriots. I think Seahawks by a million. Maybe by, like, if there's an alternate line that's 17 plus, that might be the move that I make. I don't really bet a lot. I think I made 6 total bets this year. And most of that was over the same weekend, and I didn't make any money. So what do I know? But I am in like this betting pool where we bet on all the playoff games. We were given 10,000 essentially like fake coins, and whoever has the most top 3 people get paid. I think I'm 9-5 or 10-5 overall on my bets for the playoffs, which is pretty good. But there are people that have made parlay bets and teaser bets that have won. I just make straight bets. So I am behind. I think I'm 5th overall, and I'm probably just going to put it every cent on the Seahawks spread because I think the spread is wild. Shaka's, what's going on? We're going to get more Moncada talk in here. I did see he signed back with the Angels. He's back. Yeah, but just the Seahawks, I just don't see how they get how they don't just dismantle the Patriots. Drake May can only do so much, and I think he's fantastic for how old he is, but he really hasn't had a good playoffs overall. If you look at the games against the Texans, not that great. I forget who they played in the first round. The Chargers, they won that game handily, but he played awful. I think he had 2 fumbles or 3 fumbles and an interception. Same thing in the Texans games. He had 3 turnovers, maybe a 4th even. It was just not a good playoffs overall for him, even though I do think he is capable of obviously taking his team to the Super Bowl. But I do think he's capable of playing above his head and saving them from a little bit. Someone bought 3 of his Angels one-of-ones. I can't imagine that the asking price on those is too high, but that it is a speed game. I will buy a one-of-one of just about anybody if it's priced right. So I definitely understand that. I was thinking about this before the start of the year. I wanted to do a one-of-one whatnot show on 1-1 and sell 100 one-of-ones. That would be fun. That is something I think I will explore next year if my whatnot channel has grown enough. I think I will do a one-of-one show on 1-1. That's just complete tangent. My bad. The Moncada market though can't be that big. I did sell a Moncada to you, and then I sold another one, a gold prism, to someone on Twitter. I posted a picture from Midwest Cards in Columbus, and it was like in the background, and someone bought that card before I even had it home. So that was pretty interesting. Wow, 200 plus. Yeah, I mean, there are definitely some Angels fans with deep pockets. That is more than I would have guessed. And I don't care if it's a platinum, if it's a superfractor, whatever one-of-one that is. It's definitely more than I would have guessed. Yeah, that's where I stand on the Super Bowl. I'll have another live chat before I talk about it again, but I just don't think the Patriots have enough juice, and we'll see. We'll see what they can get done. I think I did pick up. I'm going to do some show and tell. I did pick up 2 PC cards this weekend. The first one is this Jim Thome Numbers Live Forever. I've been seeing this. It was in 2025 Topps Chrome, and there's parallels of it. But I picked up this one. It's the refractor version to 99. Numbers Live Forever symbol, number 25 right there. 25 was definitely associated with Jim Thome when he was here both times, because he did finish his career here, and I was there when it was like a soft retirement jersey retirement. Jason Giambi gave him the jersey. I think they've officially retired it now. Yeah, Tominator, absolutely. Mike, I have your shipping label here, by the way. I did put it on I put it on Ground Advantage. I told you I wasn't going to ship it, but I put it on Ground Advantage, and then we got snowed in. You still have some stuff sitting here. I'll be on tonight and tomorrow. If you grab anything, I'll have the label ready to go. Yeah, picked up this Tommy. Numbers live forever. I've been looking at these online. Saw it at Midwest Cards when I was down there and absolutely snagged it. And then more Gilded. I've been talking up Gilded. Lou Brock, Mini Diamond. I can't get over. I don't know how to talk in a mirror. Numbered to 50 in a PSA 10. And Lou Brock was not in the 2022 set. I've been focusing on 2022, but because he wasn't in the 2023 set and he's an absolute staple for baseball, one of the best all time, one of the best Cardinals ever too, had to add that. So those were my two pickups this weekend from the baseball card road trip that I'm keeping for myself. The Jim Thome PC is one of those like ebb and flow projects that I work on. And specifically when I'm at card shows and I have a little extra cash, I will spend up on something that I see. There's not a ton of Jim Thome, but in the last year, I've bought a 1-of-1 from Dynamic Duels with him and Pete Alonso. I bought that. I bought some Prism stuff. Not Prism, what's it called? Platinum Anniversary stuff. I'm hoping he's in the 2025 set again, and I'll work on that rainbow. I know there are a lot of Thome hardcore collectors, so there's definitely some competition on his high-end stuff. So when I see it at shows and I can just buy it right then, I do usually buy that. So I've picked up a few things over the last couple of years that I haven't necessarily posted online or shown in videos because the pickup videos have only recently started back up. So one day I'll have to do a Thome PC video and just talk about the stuff that I buy. Anyway, that is what I had for today. This is episode 11 of the Wiffle live chat. I would like to move this to 2 days a week, 3 days a week, just because I enjoy it so much. And I also flesh out ideas on here. Last week I talked about the WBC stuff and how I thought about doing team-oriented shows, and I think that would help. And then also, as if the chat builds up and people are talking back and forth, I can do just like that. I had no intention of showing my PC stuff, but you were talking about it, so I grabbed it and we'll bang it out. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you could. I know it's not a like make or break for me, but it does help if you like it, share it, watch it, comment, whatever it might be. I appreciate all you guys. I will see you hopefully next week or on Whatnot. Till then.